What's up, everyone? I'm Tim, and this is my channel, 40 Times Around, where we talk about everything related to motorcycles, camping, traveling, and adventure. And today we're going to talk about how I record these motovlogs. That's these videos here where you see me talking on the bike. I talk about what camera equipment I use, and more importantly, how I'm getting my audio with these videos. Stick around. So anyways, we were out roaming around, just exploring some fire access roads out in Prescott National Forest. We happened to stumble upon this abandoned mining facility, and I thought this would be a cool place to shoot a video. I know a few of you were asking me about my motovlog setup, specifically how I was getting my audio and things like that. So this video is an answer to that question, and it's also the second part of a series on filming and video related gear and tips for documenting your trips. Or if you're looking to start your own motovlog, whatever the case may be. So if you aren't sure what I mean by motovlog, that is these videos here, where I'm talking to you from the bike. I just recently started doing these, so I'm by no means an expert, but I did quite a bit of research before trying this out for YouTube. I am planning to expand this setup, and I will keep you updated as I add and change out gear and equipment. So to start off, let's talk about cameras. If you have seen those motovlogs, you can probably tell I'm using two different cameras for those videos. One of them is attached to my helmet like this, and it's held on there with Sugru. That's a really neat adhesive that starts out as a putty, so it can be shaped, and when it dries it's like a silicone material. It works really well for attaching cameras to helmets. I wanted a camera centered on the helmet, which is why I put it in front of my mouth. I feel like it makes the video more immersive and makes you feel like you're there on the bike. For that camera, I'm using this one here, which I just did a review of, and I'll link to that right here. But I'm using this one for now until I can upgrade to a GoPro. Hopefully that will be soon. I would really like something with better image stabilization, and apparently the new GoPro 7 is pretty good at that. On the handlebar I have another camera. That's the Ion Speed Pro that I did a review on a while ago. Unfortunately, those are apparently out of stock more often than not. So if you're looking for a good, inexpensive action camera, I would go with the one I have on my helmet, the Wei-T, which I have been very happy with. Trust me, it could be better, but it could also be a lot worse. So these cameras are great because they have a wide field of view, meaning they capture a wide shot. So when you're looking at me, the camera is close to my face, but you still see some of the background. I think this makes for a better video. I like the front-facing camera on my helmet because it allows me to show you some of the scenery that I'm riding through. But I think for motovlogs it helps if you can see me talking. It just seems to be more engaging that way. So that is the camera setup anyways. If you are trying this out on your bike, you may need to play around to find the right angles for the cameras. You can eyeball it for the most part, but you may notice when you see the footage on your computer, it may be aimed too high or too low. So just pay attention to where it was when you were recording, take a mental note of its position so you know which way to correct it next time. I would suggest that once you get everything adjusted and aimed the way you want, you should grab some M5x20 screws to replace the thumb screws that come with the accessories. They'll look better, and once you get everything dialed in the way you want, you won't have to adjust it again, so you won't need the thumb screws. One more thing about these cameras that you're attaching to your handlebars, make sure it's not blocking any gauges or anything that you need to see. You definitely don't want this to become a distraction while you're riding a motorcycle. No matter what, riding a motorcycle needs to be your main focus. Honestly, when I get back to my computer to edit all the footage, I have to delete a lot because of dead space, because I'll have to stop talking to focus on what I'm doing, you know, riding a motorcycle. I never let that become the secondary thing I'm doing. Okay, so once you have all your camera stuff set up, mounts and everything, and I'll actually do a video soon about making travel videos when you're just trying to document your adventures. For example, better ways to mount cameras for that type of video. In this video we're doing today, this is really just about motovlogging, when you want to be talking to the camera. So we'll leave it at these two mounts for now. So you have those all set. The next thing to consider is the audio, and this one can get a little tricky. Now I found the best thing to do is to use a Bluetooth headset because they typically have noise cancellation that is optimized for motorcycle riding. You definitely don't want any wind noise in your video because that will get really annoying. I've had some struggles with audio in my talking head videos in the past, and it's definitely worse than having crappy video quality. Having an overexposed sky is easier for a viewer to overlook than it is for someone to get past harsh audio quality. I feel like I finally have dialed in the audio on my talking head videos, and I took what I used from that and applied it to Motovlogs. The closer the mic is to your mouth, the better. I mean, it seemed like a Bluetooth unit made the most sense to me. When I went to my old helmet to see where I could mount a lavalier mic, there was already a mic there from my Bluetooth unit. It didn't make sense to me to add a second one next to it or remove it and replace it with anything else. A quick note on audio editing. There are some things you can do in post-production which I won't get too deep into today, but if you're using Premiere Pro, for example, you can use the adaptive noise reduction tool. This will help remove some of the wind noise, but not all of it. And if you get too heavy-handed with it, your audio sounds really unnatural and it's just kind of odd sounding. And so it really is better to just get the audio right when you're recording. Really, in my opinion, the most important aspect of a motovlog is the audio quality. Second to that would be the content itself, which is what you're talking about. And then the video quality and scenery. So if you're gonna try this, definitely make sure to put some effort into your audio on the front end. So let's take a quick second to do a rundown of the Bluetooth unit I'm using, and that's the Sena 10S. Let's look at what came in the box real quick. The 10S is coming in at $215 US. Not the cheapest option, but I think it's well worth the money even if you just want it for listening to music or communicating with other riders. This is the newest version of Sena's flagship headset, which is the SMH10. With this Bluetooth unit, you can talk to up to 3 other riders up to a mile away. You can take calls, which I will say when I'm talking to someone on the phone, they can never tell I'm on the bike. I was on the phone with my brother the other day doing about 80 on the highway and he couldn't hear any evidence of wind noise or anything. Pretty impressive. Now, of course, you can listen to music on this thing if that's something you're interested in. The controls for music are really easy, even with a gloved hand, and everything is just very intuitive. You can hook it up to a GPS so you can get some help navigating without taking your eyes off the road. There is a Sena app, which to be honest, I haven't even downloaded it yet. But I will let you know once I do if that's worthwhile. If anybody has any experience with the Sena app, go ahead and let us know in the comments down below. I'd love to know what you guys think about it. A few more features. So you can actually share music, you can use voice prompts to control the unit, you can charge it while riding, which I think is really awesome because I ride a lot longer than the battery will last, and it's nice to not have to worry about running out of juice for the Bluetooth unit. And of course this unit is also water resistant, and I can attest to this after riding in the rain the other day with no issues from that. Riding in the rain in Arizona is pretty treacherous, by the way. If you can avoid it, I would highly recommend it. Drivers forget how cars work when the roads get all shiny. Not to mention the fact that everything floods almost immediately. But anyways, you can also listen to FM radio on this. It will work with Sena's remote control, which I'm not really sure why you would need that. The controls are really pretty easy on their own. Anyways, I'm not sponsored by Sena, but I am very happy with this product, and if you're looking for a Bluetooth headset, I'll link to this one down below if you want to check it out. Let's get back to the motovlogging stuff now. So the unit itself is great, but that's only part of the problem. How do you record with it? Now, I downloaded an app for my phone that records via Bluetooth. Not all audio recording apps will work with Bluetooth, so you might have to look around for this one. I have been happy with an app called Audio Recorder. A+ for creativity on the name, by the way. So that is what I use to record the audio. One more problem arises though. How do I sync it all up? Just clap at the beginning of the scene. Make sure all the cameras are on and that they're all recording audio, and clap nice and loud in a position that all cameras will pick up the sound. I usually do it sitting on the bike with my helmet visor open. That way they all pick it up, and when you get to the files on the computer, they'll all have a little spike showing you where to line them all up. That'll be the clap. So you just slide everything to line up and that's it. It's all synced. It's not very technical, but that's how it's done. Another note about the audio. So far, I haven't had to tweak it once I get it into the editing program other than raising the volume a bit to get it where I want. I have been really happy with the audio output of the Sena S10. It's all pretty easy once you have everything set up. The only thing left to do is come up with something interesting to talk about. And that's it. That's how I do my motovlogs. If you want to learn about the talking head video setup, you can check that out here. Anyways, I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything whenever I post something new. It really does help this channel grow and get better by hitting that like button, if you like the video, of course. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.